Hello, and thank you for tuning in. We are going to go ahead and get into the 29th chapter of the Book of Jubilees. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Nehru, and this is Esoteric Guidance. I am an extraterrestrial earth angel and light worker on my 10th and final journey to Earth. And yeah. So let's go ahead and get into chapter 29. We left off in chapter 28 where Jacob had gone to Laban. He was sent to Laban away from his home, I guess, if you will. Originally to spend time and then to get a wife. But Laban is narcissistic and manipulative. So Laban, and religious. And so Laban tricked him into accepting his younger daughter first under a religious covenant, and then, which is Leah, and then Rachel. And he also got each of their handmaids. Okay. And so he ended up serving Laban for 14 years for all of these blessings. And then Laban even still took back his blessings. So Laban was much like man is today, okay? In their dark and low vibrational, manipulating, narcissistic characteristics, okay? That was Laban, all right? It came to pass when Rachel had borne Joseph that Laban went to shear his sheep, for they were distant from him a 3 days' journey. Let me see how I can. Is it better if I do it like that? I guess. Yeah. I don't know how that's going to show up on YouTube. Yeah, we'll see. And Jacob saw that Laban was going to shear his sheep. And Jacob called Leah and Rachel and spake kindly unto them, that they should come with him to the land of Canaan. For he told them how he had seen everything in a dream. By the way, Leah, Rachel, and the handmaids, both of them, Bilpah and Zilpah, which were sisters, they all had children, okay? And this is where we get the 12 tribes, okay? And that video going through each of those tribes is posted here as well on the playlist, okay? In case you're curious about what each of their journeys were and what their, promises, covenants, and all that sort of thing. Yeah. For he told them how he had seen everything in a dream, even all that he had spoken unto him, that he should return to his father's house. And they said, to every place whither thou goest, we will go with thee. And Jacob blessed the God of Isaac his father, and the God of Abraham his father's father. And he arose and mounted his wives and his children, and took all his possessions, and crossed the river, and to the land of Gilead. And Jacob hid his intention from Laban, and told him not. Okay, so Jacob was tired of dealing with Laban's stupid ass ways. Okay. And in the 7th year of the 4th week, Jacob turned his face toward Gilead in the 1st month, on the 21st thereof. And Laban pursued after him and overtook Jacob in the mountain of Gilead in the 3rd month, on the 13th thereof. So why would Laban, after promising Jacob these things, why would he then pursue? He's just demonic. Like, why, what are you doing? He served you all the time that he was supposed to. It's time for him to go. Like, what are you doing? And the Lord did not suffer him to injure Jacob, for he appeared to him in a dream by night, and Laban spake to Jacob. And on the 15th of those days, Jacob made a feast for Laban and for all who came with him. And Jacob sware to Laban that day, and Laban also to Jacob, that neither should cross the mountain of Gilead to the other side with evil purpose. And he made there a heap for a witness. Wherefore the name of that place is called the heap of witness, after this heap. But before they used to call the land, or the land of Gilead, that was the land of Gilead, the land of Rephaim. For it was the land of Rephaim, and Rephaim were born, and the Rephaim were born there giants who were heights or 10, 9, 8, down to 7 cubits. Okay, so we're talking about 300 feet or more. These giants were 300 feet tall. People think Shaquille O'Neal's tall, or Waldo, whatever, the tallest, whatever guy, whatever. And it's interesting that they list him as the tallest person, but they know that there were giants that existed, and there's proof of it and pictures. It's interesting that they call that gentleman the tallest human ever, but he's actually hundreds of feet shorter than the tallest being ever to walk this planet. He's not even remotely close. All right. And their habitation was from the land of the children of Ammon to Mount Hermon. And the seats of their kingdom were Carnaim and Ashtaroth and Edrei and Misir and beyond. And the Lord destroyed them because of the evil of their deeds, for they were very malignant. These are the giants, and the Amorites dwelt in their stead, wicked and sinful, and there is no people today which has wrought to the full all their sins, and they have no longer length of life on earth. And Jacob sent away Laban, and he departed into Mesopotamia, the land of the east, and Jacob returned to the land of Gilead, and he passed over the Jabbok in the 9th month, on the 11th thereof, and on the day that Esau his brother came to him, and he was reconciled to him, and departed from him unto the land of Seir. But Jacob dwelt in tents. And in the first year of the 5th week in this Jubilee, he crossed the Jordan and dwelt beyond the Jordan, and he pastured his sheep from the sea of the heap unto Bethshan, and unto Dothan, and unto the forest of Akrabim. And he went to his father Isaac of all his substance, clothing and food and meat and drink and milk and butter and cheese, and some dates of the valley. And to his mother Rebekah, he also 4 times a year, between the times of the month, between plowing and reaping, and between autumn and the rain, and between winter and spring, to the tower of Abraham. For Isaac had returned from the well of the oath, and gone up to the river of his father Abraham, and he dwelt there apart from his own son Esau. For in the days when Jacob went to Mesopotamia, Esau took to himself a wife, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, and he gathered together all the flocks of his father and his wives, and went up and dwelt on Mount Seir. and left Isaac his father at the well of the oath alone. And Isaac went up from the well of the oath, and dwelt in the tower of Abraham his father on the mountains of Hebron. And thither Jacob sent all that he did to his father and his mother from time to time. So he would send them gifts. He would bless them with portions from his harvest, all they needed. And they blessed Jacob with all their heart and with all their soul. Chapter 30. And in this first year of the 6th week, he went up to Salem, to the east of Shechem, in peace, in the 4th month. And there they carried off Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, into the house of Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land, and he lay with her, and he defiled her. And she was a little girl. So, pedophilia. Okay. A child of 12 years. And he besought his father and her brothers that she might be given to him to wife. And Jacob and his sons were wroth because of the men of Shechem, for they had defiled Dinah, their sister, and they spake to them with evil intent, and dwelt deceitfully with them, and beguiled them. And Simeon and Levi came unexpectedly to Shechem, those are Dinah's brothers, and executed judgment on all the men of Shechem, and slew all the men whom they found in it, and left not a single one remaining in it. They slew all in torments, because they had dishonored their sister Dinah. And thus let it not again be done from hence, that a daughter of Israel be defiled. For judgment is ordained in heaven against them that should destroy with the sword all. Let me start over. Okay. For judgment is ordained in heaven against them that they should destroy with the sword all the men of the Shechemites, because they wrought shame in Israel. And the Lord delivered them into the hands of the sons of Jacob, that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute judgment upon them. And that might not thus again be done in Israel, that a virgin of Israel should be defiled. And if there is any man who wishes in Israel to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is of the seed of the Gentiles, he shall surely die. And they shall they shall stone him with stones, for he hath wrought shame in Israel, and they shall burn the women with fire, because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father, and she shall be rooted out of Israel. And let not an adulteress and no uncleanness be found in Israel throughout all the days of the generations of the earth. For Israel is holy unto the Lord, and every man who has defiled it shall surely die. They shall stone him with stones, for thus has it been ordained and written in the heavenly tablets regarding all the seed of Israel. He who defiled it shall surely die, and he shall be stoned with stones. And to this law there is no limit of days. And no remission, nor any atonement. But the man who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out in the midst of all Israel, because he has given of his seed to Moloch, and wrought impiously, so as to defile it. And do thou, Moses, command the children of Israel, and exhort them not to give their daughters to the Gentiles, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the Gentiles. For this is abominable before the Lord. For this reason I have written for thee in the words of the law all the deeds of the Shechemites, which they wrought against Dinah, and how the sons of Jacob spake, saying, we will not give our daughter to a man who is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us, and it is a reproach to Israel, to those who live, and to those that take the daughters of the Gentiles, for it is unclean. Chapter 30. And abominable to Israel. And Israel will not be free from this uncleanness, if it has a wife of the daughter of the Gentiles, or has given any of its daughters to any man who is of any of the Gentiles. So the Israelites were to take on the same curse that the Shechemites were dealt, if they were to have someone, or that family, that bloodline, that woman, that whoever, okay? Or child, I guess, okay? In the pedophilia case, go and have relations with the Gentiles. They would also be plagued, okay? For there will be plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment and plague and curse. Excuse me. It is early this morning. It is, well, I got up early this morning. It's not early anymore. It's 8:14 in the morning, but okay. And I am in Malaysia, just as a reminder to those new listeners. And we do have new listeners. That reminds me. At the end of the video, I will give out shout outs. And every judgment and plague and curse will come upon you, or upon him, if he do this thing, or hide his eyes from those who commit uncleanness, or those who defile the sanctuary of the Lord. So anyone who turns their eye and do not speak up or condemn the uncleanness, and that's even today, okay? So any of the leaders who sees the wrong and does not do anything about it. I'm reminded of the Joe Paterno situation at Penn State before he passed, and how whoever the guy was that's the convicted, I don't know what he is, convicted something, sexual something, predator, I don't know, right? And how all of that was swept under the rug. Joe didn't say anything, and, that sort of thing, right? Shortly after that situation, Joe ended up dying. Joe Paterno, Penn State. Look it up. Okay, he shortly after that was exposed, he ended up dying. Okay. No doubt due to the overwhelming realization of what he had done and hidden for so many years. I'm sure he was overwhelmed. Okay. Defile the sanctuary of the Lord, or those who profane his holy name. Then will the whole nation together be judged for all the uncleanness and profanation of this man. and there will be no respect of persons, and no consideration of persons, and no receiving at his hands of fruits and offerings, and burnt offerings and fat, nor the fragrance of sweet savor, so as to accept it. And so fare every man or woman in Israel who defiles the sanctuary. For this reason I have commanded thee, saying, testify this testimony to Israel. See how the Shechemites fared and their sons, how they were delivered into the hands of two sons of Jacob, and slew them under tortures. And it was reckoned unto them for righteousness. Okay? So, I don't know if it's different today, but back then, you could righteously take someone's life, or take someone's life in someone's life for righteous reasons. I wonder if Divine still sees that way today. I wonder if that's still okay. And they slew him under tortures, and it was reckoned unto them for righteousness. And it is written down to them for righteousness. And the seed of Levi was chosen for the priesthood, and to be Levites, that they might minister before the Lord as we continually, and that Levi and his sons may be blessed forever. For he was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment and vengeance on all those who arose against Israel. And so they inscribe as a testimony in his favor on the heavenly tablets blessing and righteousness before the God of all. And we remember the righteousness which the man fulfilled during his life at all periods of the year, until 1,000 generations they will record it, and it will come to him and to his descendants after him. And he has been recorded on the heavenly tablets as a friend and a righteous man. All his account I have written for thee, and have commanded thee to say to the children of Israel, that they should not commit sin, nor transgress the ordinances, nor break the covenant which has been ordained for them, but they should fulfill it and be recorded as friends. But if they transgress and work uncleanness in every way, they will be recorded on the heavenly tablets as adversaries, and they will be destroyed out of the book of life. And that is the Akashic records, and they will be recorded in, or one of them, and they will be recorded in the book of those who will be destroyed. And so there's a book of those who have been destroyed, and with those who will be rooted out of the earth. When talking about meditation and cleansing your energy, okay, this just brings home rooted out of the earth, how being rooted to the earth is grounding, okay, and is the higher vibration. And on the day when the sons of Jacob slew Shechem, a writing was recorded in their favor in heaven, that they had executed righteousness and uprightness and vengeance on the sinners. And it was written for a blessing. And they brought Dinah, their sister, out of the house of Shechem, and they took captive everything that was in Shechem, their sheep and their oxen and their asses and all their wealth and their flocks, and brought them all to Jacob their father. And he reproached them because they had put the city to the sword, for he feared those who dwelt in the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And the dread of the Lord was upon them upon all the city which are around Shechem, and they did not rise to pursue after the sons of Jacob, for terror had fallen upon them. Okay, so we will go ahead and stop it there. As I mentioned, I would like to go ahead and give some shout outs. So let me find this real quick. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. Oh, it doesn't display them on here. Let me see. Yeah, on the tablet it doesn't display them. On the phone it displays, let me see if I got notifications. Oh, Living Lovely, I see that. I will get to your comment. Living Lovely, I'm just seeing that now. I'll get to your comment. I'll answer your question. Okay, so D7th, Son, thank you so much for being a part of the collective. D7th Son. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Okay, so let me address, let me take a look here. And I'll answer it in the comments, but let me. Okay, so I'll show this. Let me see. So this is what Living Lovely 2420 is asking. Wait a second. Because they say wait a second, okay? That would explain the second. That would explain why they call it Louisiana Purchase, or is that the range of how big the gates are? So I think I'm exposing someone here. Look at these questions again. Are these questions really relevant? I think look at that question. So I'm exposing that dumb fucker. See that, collective? Okay. So whoever that stupid ass is, I'm going to have to block you. Okay. I'm going to go on my list and see if you are connected. And if you are subscribed, I'm going to kick your ass out. Living Lovely, your stupid ass ain't living shit. Okay. Don't come on my channel no more. The next time you do, listen to me. Listen to me. Ancestors, archangels, Sanhedrin Council. The next time Living Lovely comments on my channel or comes onto my channel, comments on my channel, video, community, also visit the community collective. I post a lot there recently, so please do visit the community tab. Yeah, if they ever come back to Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel, okay, they will lose a limb in the coming days after they visit this channel again, they will lose a limb, divine. Okay? So living lovely, after you listen to this one, you better go read this canonical text for yourself, because if you come back to this channel, you will lose a limb. Arm, leg, finger, thumb, toes, diabetes, who knows, amputation. I don't give a fuck. If you come back on my channel, my ancestors gonna fuck you up physically. Okay? Keep that bullshit to yourself. Nobody needs your sarcasm or your stupid ass ways. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender, times 10,000 with vengeance and the sword and the plague that I released onto her or him, should they choose to come back to my channel at any point in time in their life on this journey. Thank you, Divine Source. So collective, thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the journey. Again, my name is Nehru. I am an extraterrestrial, earth angel, light worker, Gaia beacon, and descendant of Yeshua. As always, be encouraged.